There is a place on this planet where the Earth does not just breathe, it boils. A land so violent, so blistering, so chemically hostile that even the idea of life feels like a mistake here. This is the Danakil Depression, a place scientists call the most alien landscape on Earth, and locals whisper another name, the gateway to hell. Here, the ground is alive with color, but it's a deadly lie. Pools of neon green acid hiss under rising steam. Sulfur chimneys spit poisonous gas into the sky. And beneath the crust, a restless sea of magma pushes upward, painting the land in patterns no human hand could create. The temperature does not rise, it assaults. 140-degree heat slams into you like a wall. Metal twists, water vanishes. Your breath becomes razor sharp as volcanic toxins burn their way inside. Yet somehow this impossible place never sleeps. Lakes of molten lava churn like open wounds in the Earth's crust. Cracked salt plains stretch so far they distort the horizon. And the ground trembles with the constant reminder that this land was never meant for us. But the most haunting part is not the heat, nor the acid, nor the endless roar of a living planet. It's the silence. A silence so heavy, so absolute, that it feels like the Earth is waiting, watching, deciding whether it should allow you to stay another second. To stand here is to witness the planet stripped bare, its skin torn open, its bones glowing with fire. And this is only the beginning of the world's most hostile frontier. The deeper you travel into the Danakil, the more the world begins to feel impossible. The colors shift first. Greens become electric. Yellows turn radioactive. And the ground forms twisted terraces of mineral deposits that look less like Earth and more like the surface of a dying star. Every step feels borrowed. The crust beneath you groans, thin as glass, with rivers of acid flowing just inches below. The heat licks your skin like open flame, forcing your heartbeat to thunder inside your head. In this land, even time feels unstable, stretching, warping, melting like the horizon in the heat. Suddenly, the ground ahead collapses into a hollow pit, releasing a violent burst of steam that screams upward into the sky. It's not weather, it's not wind. It's the breath of the planet, hot enough to peel flesh, to flash boil water, to remind you that here, the Earth makes the rules. To the north, a salt plain rises like a frozen ocean of white fire, shimmering under the brutal sun. But beneath it lies something ancient, a labyrinth of fractures where Africa is slowly tearing itself apart. Geologists say this is one of the very few places where a new ocean might one day be born. Imagine that, a landscape so violent that continents surrender beneath it. As you continue, you feel a strange vibration in the soles of your feet, a deep, resonant thrum, like the heartbeat of something colossal beneath the crust. The desert goes silent. Even the wind stops moving. Then you see it, a glowing red fissure stretching across the ground, bleeding heat and trembling with molten fury. This is the Earth unmasked, raw, burning, alive. Nearby, nomadic Afar tribes move quietly across the salt fields, their silhouettes warped by the heat. For them, this land is not a curse, but a home. They mine salt with their bare hands, guiding camel caravans through a world that would kill most people in minutes. Their endurance is not just strength, it is defiance. A silent declaration that even in hell, humanity finds a way to survive. But survival has a cost. As night approaches, the Danakil changes once again. The heat does not fade, it transforms. The air thickens, glowing faintly with chemical haze, and the sky turns a deep, haunting violet, as if the desert itself is reflecting the fire buried beneath it. In this moment, you realize the truth. No photograph, no map, no story could ever prepare you for what this place truly is. The Danakil Depression is not a destination. It's a threshold, a border between the world we know and the world the Earth tries to hide. And beyond this threshold lies a sight that defies everything you believe about life on this planet. Beyond the threshold, the land begins to pulse with color and heat. The air thickens into a wavering haze, bending the horizon as if the world is melting right before your eyes. Then through the rising distortion, a shape appears, a massive volcanic shield glowing with dull red light. This is Erda Ale, one of the very few volcanoes on Earth with a permanent open lake of molten lava. As you approach, the landscape shifts into pure ash. Black, fractured stone crunches beneath your boots, each crack glowing faintly from the fire flowing underneath. The air hums with electricity, a low, vibrating growl that seems to rise from the Earth's core. The heat becomes unbearable, not like standing near a fire, not like summer sun. This heat is ancient, a direct exhale from the planet's deepest chambers. You reach the caldera's edge, and suddenly the world erupts into motion. Below you churns a cauldron of liquid rock, its surface bubbling, folding, tearing apart, then slamming together in waves taller than buildings. The lava glows bright orange, bleeding into yellow, and at the center burns a blistering white, hot enough to swallow steel and spit back vapor. Standing here feels like trespassing on something sacred and forbidden. The ground trembles, the air roars. The earth opens and closes in fiery breaths as if deciding whether to consume you. Scientists come here only with fear. Even with protective suits, their equipment melts within minutes. Electronics fail, metal warps. Cameras shut down as if the desert itself refuses to be recorded. But what truly terrifies them is not what they can see, but what they can't. Beneath this lava lake lies a chamber so vast, so unstable, that a single shift could reshape the land for miles. This region is part of a tectonic rift where the earth is literally coming apart, 1 inch at a time. You are standing on a fracture between continents, between worlds, between safety and unimaginable chaos. And yet, in the middle of this chaos, you find life, microbial life, small, resilient organisms living in acid pools hot enough to kill almost anything. Life thriving where life should not even exist. It is a discovery that shakes the foundations of what we believe about our planet. If life can exist here, it can exist almost anywhere. As the night deepens, the desert becomes eerily beautiful. The lava glows brighter, casting long, trembling shadows across the empty plains. The sky above is black and endless, dusted with stars that seem close enough to touch. But the land never rests, not for a second. The ground beneath you shifts again. A warning. A reminder, this place does not welcome you. It tolerates you, just long enough to reveal one final truth hidden deep within its burning heart. The warning in the earth grows stronger. A deep vibration rolls through the ground, shuddering across the volcanic plain like a slow, awakening heartbeat. The air thickens with ash. The horizon shimmers violently, and the sky turns a shade of red so dark. It feels like the world is closing in. Then, silence. The lava lake below goes still, its boiling surface freezing into a thin, trembling skin of cooling rock. For a brief moment, you can see your reflection in the molten mirror of the Earth's core. And in that reflection, you realize the truth of this land. The Danakil Depression is not a place, it is an event. A moment of the planet caught in perpetual creation, a glimpse into what Earth looked like long before life ever took its first breath. This is the beginning of a world and the end of one. As the wind rises again, it carries with it a low, mournful sound. Not a roar, not a scream, but something in between. A voice from the shifting crust, echoing across the burning desert like the whisper of an ancient memory. Far in the distance, the Afar caravans move once more across the salt plains, their silhouettes swallowed by shimmering waves of heat. They travel with calm certainty, guided not by maps or technology, but by instinct passed through generations, a knowledge carved from survival itself. In the Danakil, humans do not conquer the land, they endure it. You take one last look at the Valley of Fire, at the surging glow of molten rock painting the night sky in molten gold and violent orange. The air trembles, the earth exhales. The crater below erupts in a sudden burst of light, a reminder that the world beneath us is still alive, still dangerous, still evolving. And then it hits you. This place, this unlivable, unforgiving, unreachable land, is not a punishment. It is a truth about the planet we stand on. A truth about its anger, its beauty, its resilience. A truth that humanity often forgets in the comfort of safe cities and quiet landscapes. We do not live above the earth. We live on top of something vast and powerful, something that allows us to exist only because it chooses to. As you turn away from the crater, the horizon glows with the faint, haunting light of dawn. The colors shift from fire to gold, from gold to white, from white to the shimmering emptiness of heat. A new day begins in the hottest place on Earth. And you leave with the understanding that this land, more than any other, shows the raw, unstoppable force of a planet still in the process of becoming. This is the Danakil Depression, a place of fire, a place of creation, a place unreachable by most and understood by even fewer. And long after you've left, long after the desert has swallowed your footprints, the earth will continue its ancient work here, rising, cracking, boiling, breathing, shaping itself in ways that remind us of one final truth. Not every corner of our world was made for human life. Some were made for the earth alone,